Oh, I say hello yet again.
Hi, Doug.
How are you?
I've only just started watching your little video clips. I've had such a busy afternoon.
Uh-huh. All right, let me delve into this very quickly, and I'll show you what I've done today with regards to the deck side. It took me about 15 minutes. Now, screen share, and we are going to funnels.
I'm quite debilitated without my glasses.
Oh,
They've,
Bob, okay.
they've
I'll
walked.
I'll be patient with you.
No, it's mostly when I've been using my phone. Just making the switch from the phone to something else that I'm
Mhm.
noticing otherwise I don't generally wear them. It's just
All right.
at the moment. Anyway, anyway, I can see, but just a bit of a strain.
All right. Now, this stuff here comes from here. All right. So now where are we? We are here. If I bring groove funnels back into here,
So you don't wear glasses? Or you do?
I do, yeah. Okay, so this is what I've done with this today. I've taken all the words that come directly from the sign. All right.
Yep.
All right, so inside there now, down here would go in a connect bar or an opt-in page, which is so simple to add into it.
Yep.
So literally all I would do with that opt-in page now is that opt-in page, once it goes and they click onto it, where are they finding out information from? From you.
Yep.
All right. The other option is that you can do one of two things. You can send this out to them. Now in Groove Funnels on a cell phone, that's what they see.
Oh wow.
Okay. Slightly
Is
expanded
that
on a
is
bigger
that
one.
just a question? Is that a little bit faded to you? Those images, the green and the blue, is it a little
Yeah,
bit?
that was intentional.
Oh, is it? Okay, right. So
That was
not
intentional.
focus.
What I wanted was all of this to be on there. So
Ah,
I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that because I know there is a way you can do it. I know for a fact there is a way you can do it, and I'm going to get it done tonight so that the images, in actual fact, when you look at those images, that wording, everything that I've got in here
we'll sit
will
on
be
top.
on that will be on that image. So in theory, when they look at it, that image with all that text will be here. That image with all that text will be
Yep.
here.
Right.
So they'll sit side by side.
Can you see my cursor?
No, I
Oh,
can't
okay.
unless you turn yourself onto um,
Screen share.
on
No.
screen share. Yeah, let me go off screen share yours, and I think you still have the facility to do so.
Host disabled attendee screen sharing.
I will readjust that right now. One all participants. Where you go?
Screen share now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what am I screen sharing?
I don't know. You were showing me something.
Oh, no, I just wanted to run my cursor over the images. That was all.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. That's not going to be a possible plan. So what
No,
I'll
no, it's
do is
okay. I
just
can, I can, I can, I can, I see what you mean. You're going to overlay the text over the photographs.
yep, exactly the
Yep.
same as they have here, like this.
Ah, got it. Got
Okay,
it.
easy.
Uh-huh.
So, in theory, when you actually go into their website, this is the only first two things that you get under dachealthcare.com when you click into it for dachealthcare.com.
But
So
you
in
cannot,
theory,
you cannot use exactly that. Is that what you're saying?
I can't use those images, even though this image here
Yep.
is a longevity image, believe it or not.
Is it? Okay.
I've seen that so many times inside longevity. Just
It's kind of a lookalike, isn't it? It's kind of a lookalike thing.
oh, it's an identical picture. It is.
No, but the actual from the DAC website, it has
Yep.
a look of similarity.
It does. That's the thing. The idea was
Yep.
to try and keep it as similar as possible.
Yep, got it.
So that when people are looking at it, they can see the similarities. This image and
Yep.
this image I
Yep.
downloaded from the net, free of charge. These are both what they call icons.
Yep.
And both icons I used as a sort of individual employer plans, and the individual one, which is the family plan. So again comes that whole issue. This photo in the background is free. This photo in the background is free. And all I did was what we did this afternoon. I went into the picture in PowerPoint and I put a screen over the top of it and changed the colors of the two of them.
Yep.
Just by adjusting the transparency.
Yep.
All right, so these are the sort of things that we want to try and do. Now, I'm looking at the whole idea. This explains everything, but in this format, it just needs to look a little bit tidier up here. So I'm going to work on that probably while we're on screen now. Give me 1 second.
So my site needs to be quite different from yours, Doug, or not?
No, not necessarily. It's basically, I'll change the picture in the background for you so that things are a little bit different. But in theory, everything stays exactly the same.
Okay.
Trish. So all I would possibly ask you for is, I mean, I could set this up and in here, save. All right. See that coding in the background?
The coding?
Can you see this on my screen? At the, oh, you can't. Yeah, you should be able to see my screen. No,
In the
can't.
URL bar?
No. It's taken me out to a different screen.
Are you, am I looking, do I have to look at the bottom or the top or where?
You stay right there. And the coding is where here. There, that coding. You see all of that?
Yep.
That's the website in the background.
I see.
So literally all I would do is all of this, control copy, and I'd send you that link straight away. The only thing that I'd show you in there is how to change details, like to find out more, where do you go to? That would be different for yours.
Yep.
If these things down here, I would probably take some of them off. Vimeo you don't need. So Vimeo I would delete. Pinterest I would delete when you're up and running.
Look, I just need to go out to the washing machine.
You go for it. I'll just have a
I just had a thought that my glasses might have ended up in the washing machine.
All right, you do that. I'm having a glass of wine with Rob, so I'll go and grab a glass of wine. I'll be right back as well. See you shortly.
No, they're not there. That's a good thing. Shucks. Okay.
Let me know when you're back.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right. So with regards to that, I can do it that way, or we can go in and I can set it up from scratch from you. And it doesn't take long. As I said before, this took me 15 minutes to do.
Oh
All I
my
had to
God.
do, this picture I had,
Yep.
this picture I had,
Yep.
these two I had to download, and all of that information comes directly from the website.
Right.
If I go into David Allen's,
And so there's no issue with copying that or anything?
No, not at all.
No.
Because
right.
you are the rep selling the stuff.
Okay. Yep.
So you may notice when it's in here,
Yep.
if you have a close, it wasn't until I actually started typing it down. As a DAC agent, you now have access to affordable healthcare coverage for you and your family. Learn more about the SBA Freedom Plan from your DAC or YGY agents.
Yep. So you've put that in there? No. Right, got it.
And that it'll go into here.
So you've just copied that word for word from the website?
Pretty much.
Yep. Sure.
Pretty much. So you're the agent selling their product. So I don't see
yep.
any reason why they'd give you a hard time about doing it. So
right.
literally all I would do is just copy, Control Z. It's this one, Control copy it. Paste it. And all you do with that is just shrink the text down. Oops, where are you? That easy.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So here we can actually do this, go comma, and this. Okay. This is the same thing. So all I've done is I've just combined the second paragraph and the third. Learn more about ACA and ERISA compliant SBA freedom plans for business. More.
That's when you sign up and YGY agents. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so in sense, basically what they've got to do is they've got to either sign in to David Allen's site. Where are we? If I go back here, where does that take me? Okay, so here in theory, if you see up the top of my screen, it says
yep.
referred by Douglas Fremlin.
Yep.
All of that refers to this code here up the top.
Yep.
Question mark reference code. That's my longevity code.
Yep.
Okay, so in sense, when you do yours would be exactly the same, except the number you would input your phone, your ID number
yep.
rather than
yep.
mine.
Yep.
And that would come up here, Trish, with that and also this. Now, where my concern is if they call from the US, they don't have a phone number. So I need to try and figure out how we can actually get about that so that it reads +61 or 61 and the phone number.
Right.
And that you have no control of at all. That comes directly from longevity.
So we need to get them to change it.
We need them to get it to change it so that it actually read country code. Or the other option in this particular instance is to take that phone number out completely so that they can come to us via email.
Right.
Okay. So when you're going through GrooveFunnels, they don't see that. They don't see any of that. So the idea you can do, and there is a WhatsApp. So this app here, you can apply that app anywhere you want. And that phone number that comes with this particular, this is for you, by the way. I can send that link to you to download. This is a site that we're talking about.
This is going to give you a WhatsApp phone number.
It gives you a WhatsApp, but the phone number is actually connected to your New Zealand number.
Uh-huh.
So they could ring WhatsApp like they can with
Messenger.
Like Messenger, all of those programs. It's exactly the same, but this is more recognized. And inside Facebook, Facebook actually own this app.
Oh, do they?
So that's one of the reasons why inside Messenger, when you set Messenger up, it actually asks you, do you wish to use your phone number or WhatsApp? I've clicked into WhatsApp. So if you go into mine, you can contact me through WhatsApp. And that's worldwide.
So I am connected up with WhatsApp.
You are?
Yep.
All right. So somewhere in there, there would be a number that you'd actually get from WhatsApp, and that's the number that you actually advertise. So if you do that, then the place that you've got to do that with is inside your setup inside Longevity. From what I'm gathering, and it'll change there. So if we change Longevity, that will change. Let me just have a quick squiz.
Oh, you could change it in your back office, couldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now, just very briefly.
Right.
So there's the number there.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that number is there, I've got to try and figure out how you can actually input. I'll do that tonight, to try. Well, it's tonight over there for you. It's late afternoon for me.
And it's up further too. It's up further in your personal info on the left-hand side. There. Yep.
Yep. So they're the two areas, and I think if these get adjusted into the +61, let me see if I can edit. Profile.
There you go.
Let's see how fast.
There you go. Whoa, very nice.
Let's have a look and see if this will change. There you go.
Wow.
That's how you change it.
Wow.
Okay. So it's done inside the profile itself, and that's where you do your changes with regards to Longevity. So I'll just go here.
Okay.
And sign up. Well, that was easy.
It sure was.
All right, so this get started button that they've used here takes you into all of this.
Yeah.
So our get started button will take them straight to an application form. So if we go into healthcare division, let's say click individual family, and I think this is more the key. There's two different aspects here that actually comes into play right now. Coronavirus is actually affecting a lot of people, personal as well as the business owners. So maybe by doing it this way, how I've done this to keep it pretty simple, these here, I might have to set up different pages, because this, when you go into the ERISA, this is what you get from ERISA. And again, laying out a page like that is just so easy. See that members use these links to access the members portal. And I would almost guarantee that your fill-ins would be your longevity ID. No. Okay, so this is for them to fill out when they go through their bits and pieces.
Order
Okay,
prescription
okay.
refills, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so that's where that takes you. Question is, do we really need that there? Pharmacies. Participating RX pharmacies serve you in your area. Compare features and benefits. So this one here, we're going to definitely, whether we need to or not, I don't think we do. I mean, you work from the point of network marketing for quite some time. Would you send this amount of information out too quickly, or would you prefer to hold off on it?
Yeah, I wouldn't send it out immediately. I think that,
All right.
I think to my thinking, it's too much.
Okay, let me just copy this and plant it into the end of this by chance to see.
So they'll ring up and then you can say, well, I'll send you the summary. I'll send you the, because it's, what is it, comparison thing, isn't it? It's all, or
It's a
it is all the
comparison.
benefits. It's all the
That's
benefits.
that's plan A.
That's plan A, and you've got
Plan B. And
So,
plan C.
yeah.
So there's 3 different plans in there that you'd need to work through. So all of those, literally, we don't need SBA. Plan A could go onto a page, plan A, and all of this you could copy down, but that's too much information, really, I think, to be sending out at first. I think what we're doing at the moment with regards to Groove Funnel is we're sending out the hook and hoping they catch it, if you know what I mean.
And then where do we refer them to an actual, a David Allen Capital Health Plan agent? Because it's that this is
you are the David Allen.
But then if they come asking a whole bunch of questions that we can't answer, what do we then do? Because my understanding from the DAC breakout session from the conference was that you're basically you're the you're the finder.
You're the finder. Yep, that's it. So we can leave all of this information out if that's the case. See, and even things like this, the email addresses and whatever the case may be, you can, inside here, once I've got this all laid out and picture by picture, this page won't really be all that much when you have a look at it, because in theory, that's the welcoming page. And all they need to do is a button here to click on to sign up, a button here to click on to sign up. Once they've done that, then I think we might need to figure out how we send information out, or whether or not they would access, for example, here, whether they would lead straight into here, or whether we should lead them into, because they have to compare plans. So where do we send them to? So if we do, this would be the place that they would come to for the comparison.
Yeah.
But when they do that, and I click on enroll now, watch what happens up here in the address bar. Enroll now. Oh, look, it stayed. How about that? How about that?
So it's basically what I've made notes here of the. So what's dacprotect.com?
Okay, let's go and have a look at DAC Protect. Oops.
It's about referring businesses to the services. But my understanding was that you basically refer people, you refer people onto, you know, a DAC agent, and they do the rest.
Yeah. But see here we are now. I'm on the get started site. See how my code's missing?
Okay.
And if I implant my code there and go enter, it's the same page. Even if I refresh the page with that number, it's the same page. So those things, when they go clicking across the board with all of these, they will lose whatever it is that they're looking for. But when they go into healthcare division, it makes no difference where they go, that number still stays there. Yep. So I think we've been allowed only to go into the healthcare side of it to have a look through. So it makes no difference where I go inside here about us. See how it's changed?
Uh-huh.
So I've entered my code in there. So if they go searching, this is my quandary. If they go searching and they go looking and that falls out, whoever is working at DAC will pick up that find, not us. If I click on home, the number disappears again. But yet if I go / and dump my number in there and refresh it.
Would it be different? Would it be different once you go live?
Yeah, but the live part, we're talking about the live part is not in Google Funnels now. The live part is in actual fact here at DAC.
Right.
In healthcare. So we've gone into the SBAFreedomProtect.com. We've brought all of this up.
Yep.
But as soon as I go somewhere else and say, let's talk in Spanish, my number disappears.
Ooh.
But yet up here still has my name and all the details. Rates, if I go to rates, again, the same thing, that still comes up. So what we're needing to know, what I'm needing to know, is that even though we have our name is referred by an email address and also phone number, will it still be recognized in here, or will they pick it up as a recognition from our part? So that's something I need to find out from these guys at support, and they don't have a support. That's the same.
You need to ask Scott. Do you want to send a question to Scott on Messenger?
Yeah, I'll send him a messenger. Yeah, I will. That's a good point. All right, so that was my only quandary with regards to that. When you're going inside all of these, even this one, the number stays. Everything's perfectly fine.
Yep.
But when you go out of it into one of these, that changes.
Right.
But it still reads Douglas Fremler Nutrigen.
It does.
From that. So how does this work? If we send them the About Us page, I mean, it's not really the About Us page. These are the sort of things that they're going to want to know. The rates, the quote.
Call a quote. Oh, okay.
If they click on Contact Us, what happens? Still says see how hard that is to see?
It is.
I would have put a blue screen over here, like I did on one of those photos. Make the transparency so that you can still see the picture in the background with all this text over it. I'll give you an idea in Groove. There's the text I need. Let's go down here and I'll insert a wireframe, empty one, and let's take you. Are you watching what I'm doing?
I am.
Okay, let's just take this one. Oops. Save image as. Web banner 2. Deck.
So by you helping me do that, does that pretty much shortcut those tasks that?
It does, yeah. So
Yeah.
that container that I put in there now, to try and get that same image, where are we? To get this image, literally in GrooveFunnels, I would take a
Screen,
take a block. I would go all blocks, all blocks, and find something. Now you see how, where are we? You see how they've got the image and this text in between?
Yep.
Okay, so what we need to do inside here is find something in here that's going to be very similar. If it's not here, elements, I need a block, four blocks. Give me one sec. This one. That image in the background. Just give me one sec and let's put that up. I'll be back in 1 second. I haven't left you. I'm still here. It's the image not too shaded out. Okay.
So you don't need anybody to proof this at all, Doug?
No, as long as you're happy with it. As long as you're happy with it, that's all that matters, Trish.
I guess as long as you're not altering any text, I guess all you do is probably just altering the imagery, but you're not actually altering the content, are you? The text or anything? No, you're not misrepresenting what they're offering. Yeah.
The text is what they're offering. The imagery that we've got here, for example, let me just bring this one to here and bring this one to here. And I group, stay right there. Save as picture. Call deck 3. Okay. So we're back in GrooveFunnels. This picture. Then you go to background, change the image in the background, and we add the image that I've just created, which is there. Upload it.
This is going to be in place of the cityscape.
You got it. Just like that. And now we have that text that we were talking about, which was where here. Control copy.
I like that image. It's pretty amazing.
That, and we go line height. Just like that.
Wow.
See how you've got too much gap down here? That's very easy. You just grab this little bugger like a picture. Oop. Save it.
Should contact us be in the center of your screen?
It can be in the center. It can be anywhere you want it to be, Trish.
And you could probably highlight it.
I could make that even better, yeah. Can quite easily.
Or make it larger.
So this one, we just center it.
Yep. 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 That size looks good. Do you think?
Yep. And even at that from here to there, just that spacing underneath. So it's a spacing that we need. It's
yep.
underneath the frame.
Yep, I like that.
Oop. So in theory, when you go and have a look at it, and there's your first site to go at when it's completed. Down here would be a button for them to click on. That you can readjust. You can do whatever you want to, as you just saw.
So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, they could click on that and my Facebook page would come up?
No, they'd click on this link, and this link would take them to the site.
Right.
And in here, you'd have buttons galore, like join us, there'd be a button. Imagine zero deductible, there'll be a button like find out more, like this one up the top here.
Yep.
All right, now because I've got those buttons all set up already in the background, what I would do is in here, I would add an element, and the element would be a button.
So this is basically your site pretty much completed, eh?
Just about, yeah.
Yep. And where are you going to be marketing in the States? Is it going to be kind of all over, or what's your avatar? What's your avatar?
Okay, the plan of attack with this one really is to try and, once it's completed, I'm going to be going towards places like Chicago because I have family there. I have family in Canada,
right?
Who also have family who are in the US. I have friends of mine who are in NYC. I have people in Los Angeles. So what I'll do is just the same sort of thing that I was suggesting to you this afternoon. You ring your friends and you say to them, hey, listen, I'm with this company, and what they've done is they've opened this thing up to be able to help you guys over there in the US. We can't get it here because it's only for the US. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is to trying to spread this thing out there with a lot of other people. And because it's only American based, I would love you guys to have a look and see what this is all about. You send it to your friends, let them have a look at the full David Allen sign.
Yep.
And when they come back from the David Allen side, basically what they're doing is this exact same thing, except it's with you here in Groove Funnels.
Yep.
So at this current stage, none of this information will link them to DAC or to the DAC site, David Allen Capital site.
Yep.
It'll come to you via email. So that's just a very, very simple thing. Now stay there with me and I'll show you how easy it is. It's an element that you need to put into them. And what you're needing to try and figure out is you need them to contact you. So what's another one? Blocks. Blocks is an easier one because it's all prepared for you. Inside here. It's just a simple drop-down menu with an email that you're looking for, Trish.
Yep.
Like this one, let's say. Hey, why did you go there? Okay.
So did you know most of how to do this before even doing
I
any
did.
of the tasks?
I did, yeah. So that's the same blue button. I could do the same thing underneath here as well too, and just take an element down here where it says button, click into the button and shove it wherever you feel like it should begin. Let's say here. The button, I don't like the position. See that little plus sign there?
Yep.
All I do is I just drag it down to where it should be, highlight the button,
Yep.
and inside here, I've already saved one of these stars as funnel button blue.
Right, okay.
All right, so what you do thereafter is you go into it, you configure it, find out more.
Yep.
And that link is where you're going to be taking it to. So mine, I will take it to a page. And
Yep.
in my page, I've got page 2 in there, which you can't see in the address bar. Okay,
Yep.
and I'll show you what I'm talking about very shortly. Okay, so that find out more, again, we'll go to, click on save. That will feed you directly into this page here. So as soon as they click on find out more, where they will come to is here.
Right.
Okay, and this basically is a thank you and some notes in there that you can actually do whatever you may want to do. Thank you. Oopala.
Is it now? Now. Thank you. An email is on its way to you now, not no, now. I mean,
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
I wish you people, whenever you do these things, you're so meticulous about it. Us people who do web design, we just go typing whatever we do, and then you go back and you do the final check. You never ever
Okay.
save. Yeah, you never ever save anything. It's like when you're drafting a letter. Same thing, except our letter for most people is pen and paper. For me, it's a screen. So please check your email for confirmation, let's say.
Yep.
Confirmation of information, whatever. So you could pop that in there. Information. Get away from there.
So is that basically get access to my favorite marketing strategies? Is that talking about the affiliate program or no?
Say that again. Where's that?
Oh, you had that sentence before.
I took that out. Yeah, that's not relevant. That's just text you can edit. Like anything in here, it's just text you can edit.
Okay.
All right. So those two there, and literally, this I don't need because it's a thank you page.
Ah, right. Okay.
And in here, I would be typing in
I do like that image of the leaf image.
That's always been my logo from God knows when I was about, this leaf wasn't in here. Now, if I go back in time, I can show you probably about 7 or 8 different versions of what this came about to, but this is the final draft. What I used to do was this used to be there, and just off that peak there, I used to have the hand coming out with a lily. But it was a little bit too much, and I thought something really, really simple would be the best thing. And I just thought, well, there you go. Looks like a woman, looks like a man, looks like a woman with a baby, looks like a family when you think about a family of leaves. There's a bit of a moon going on here. So, and I tried it in so many different colors, but for me, this has always been, blues have been my favorite color. So that click on save, when I go and have a look at that site, what you'll see is there is nothing else on that page except this. The subscribe won't read subscribe. The subscribe will probably read send now, perhaps, or something like that. And that is done as simple as clicking on this, going to configure. There it is.
Yeah.
All done for you. All right, so that makes things a lot easier when you actually think about it, because by doing it this way here, you've got nothing else that these people actually have to go to. What they've got is this information.
Yep.
And inside that information, there is a logo. You can put something else in here from DAX services if you want to. Again, it's just as Roger was saying, it's a page. They don't care about your logo at this particular stage. You've shown them the information. They want information. They'll come here. This is the opt-in. They'll come here. They'll click on the information. By doing that, as soon as they click on the send now, this is what's coming up in the next section. When they click on submit, where does it go to?
Yep.
That's the next stage that we go into the next part of the training. And where I want them to go to is from here to, well, send now. Literally, when they click on send now, they're sending you information for your email address and you get in contact with them. So this is the hook. Whenever they talk about an opt-in page, that is the hook.
Okay.
It's the hook in advertising. So in theory, when they come in, it's a thank you. Information is in your email.
Yeah.
Thank you, an email is on its way to you now. Please check your email for confirmation of email. We hate spam. Your info was 100% secure. So they enter their email address, whatever the case may be. They click on the send now, and it should go there. In actual fact, if you stay there for a tick, just click on this. Now see that link there? That's now live.
Is it?
Yep. So if I click on this now, it'll take me to, got the gist? If I go down further and I click on this, oh, there's nothing set on that button. And they've got no retort except just to fill this in and click on send now. So we've gone from GrooveFunnels.
I actually liked the image, that image larger.
Which one?
The
this one?
No, the previous one with your leafy image. That was the
oh, the logo.
Yep. Yeah.
That's easy.
I know, I'm just being, I love it. I love that image, and I think to have it larger, even larger than that, you could almost have it as the same size as the text on the left.
So if I take this part out, DAC, this is what they get, because I haven't launched that yet.
Right.
So if I go back into here and go to pages, bring this one up. Alrighty, and then so that's the home page, but they can't see the other page. When they click on get started, oh, I haven't changed this as yet too. That's the VSL page that I've got in. That's the second page. Go back. There. So that's how easy it is. And that's what I've done today.
Yep.
And literally when this goes out, they click all that information. What I'm trying to figure out now is how this connects to Funalytics. And I think that's in the next lesson that I'm going through. He keeps saying it's in the next lesson, but he keeps on delaying, but I'll get there. I will. So what do you think?
I think it's great.
See, most of these things, Trish, when you're actually working with them, the spacing and all of this sort of stuff, it's really, really quite simple. Wrong button.
You know what? I just want to open this conversation up around you being able to help me do this.
Oh, I don't mind at all helping you, Trish. I'd love
but
to.
Would it be helpful? Tell me about the extra $47 that you want to pay.
Well, I haven't paid for it, and I'm not going to bother because everything that he's going to be teaching me in there, I already know.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah. So that's the only reason why I haven't gone for the extra 47 with regards to Roger and his plan. I've understood what he needs to do, and because of me working with websites for as long as I have, understanding this is a piece of cake. It really, really is.
You know what? I have this anxiety around taking too long to put this together because I really do want to get going. And you know, and in fairness to you, I think that I should be paying you to help me if you're willing to, if you want to help me. It was
Trish,
only fair that
I'll say this and I'll make it clear. One day, this woman came along and she picked me up and she said, "I'll help you." Well, guess what? The man's coming back to you and saying, "I'll help you too."
Okay.
How about that?
How about that?
How about that? All right. So this is how easy it really is. You come up with the name that you've got for your company. Find me a logo that suits you.
So
give me a picture.
That is actually a website, isn't it? That's Nutrigen 90 is a website.
That is here live now. Yes. If I go into that, save it. And
do I need to have my own personal website before? Like you've got the Nutrigen 90.
No, no. That Nutrigen 90 is done inside Groove.
Okay.
See where it says here, change Groove's subdomain? There's my subdomain. So you can call it whatever you want, Trish.
Oh, I see. So, but do they then, if I go into Nutrigen 90, there's quite a bit of content there, isn't there?
In this particular case, if I send you, Nutrigen 90, no, don't get me wrong. Okay. Nutrigen 90, this link here.
So the purpose of having that is what? Okay. Just to have a name.
That name belongs to me, Nutrigen 90. Inside Groove Funnels, what I've decided to do was I asked them to host it under Nutrigen 90. Here I could have done it and I could have added my own site into it.
Right.
Which means you need to have a domain already registered. You need to have a website, more importantly, a domain that's registered, but also a website that's up and running, because this will link directly to your website if I change the buttons. But because I didn't change the buttons and I decided to go with Groove and let them handle all the server issues, I chose to change my Groove pages subdomain to this one, which is what I've used for quite some time, Nutrigen 90. Basically, all it means is 90 essential nutrients for all generations is what Nutrigen 90 is.
So I will need to have a subdomain.
You can call it Trishapati, you can call it a name that you've worked with before, whatever suits you, Trish. Literally, whatever suits you or what you've been using as your own business with your group, you can use that as well.
One thing that when I talked to Manfred quite a while ago about, you know, setting up my own business, and it was thinking just in terms of an online coaching business with offering longevity products.
Yep.
One of the things that came up in the conversation was that basically what we offer in terms of longevity is the missing link. And the only thing with using the word like missing link, it doesn't actually tell you anything about nutrition. So yours does. Like Nutrigen 90 tells you that it pretty much clearly indicates there's something about nutrition.
Yeah.
So
but most people would never think of Nutrigen 90 when you're doing a site like this. Nutrigen 90 is just my name, but if you have a look at the logo that I've actually got underneath,
but that is not also the name of your website, is it? Is it dougfremlin.com?
No, my full website is douglasfremlin.com. What it reads underneath that Nutrigen 90 logo is lifestyle built to perfection. That's
wow.
The anagram, yeah. And lifestyle built to perfection with what I'm doing means that covers DAC, that covers longevity, it covers groove, it covers everything. So it was just trying to find one particular aspect of working with groove to try and see what that would be. And when you have a look at the website and you zoom in,
you cover all your bases.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. So that's the only reason I opted out to go with that one. And believe it or not, you can use the same slogan if you want to with your, or perfection is lifestyle. Lifestyle is perfection, or something similar. You could use that, lifestyle built to perfection. So I'm not going to sort of slam dunk you and say, that's my slogan. Well, it's maybe my slogan, but it's not the name of my company and it's not my logo. So therefore, it's not mine, it's yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but no, I mean, I probably would quite like to have my own, but I'm not sure what. I mean, would other people have a subdomain doing the same thing as we are? Or you have to have one or you don't?
Well, no, here you do. It's a necessity inside DAC because when you go into it, what will come out is groovepages.com/.
Right.
If you don't do that, adding your subdomain in it first here, like I have with Nutrigen 90, it means that every time someone clicks on this page and do whatever they need to do, they will get serviced by all the people at DAC taking your money, not you.
Yep. So, okay. So I have to have a subdomain and it could be my name. It could be
It could be your name. It could be trishapati.groovepages.com/DAC. Could be anything, yeah. But what is important there is groovepages.com. And at the front is the most important part. It's your subdomain. It belongs to you. Everything that you do inside Groove will come with me, nutrigen90.groovepages.com/DAC, page 2, VSL, whatever I want to call it afterwards.
right.
And that one there is basically just the page that I've just drafted. So this has gone live now. And all I need to do is to take that link up the top, copy it, paste it into an advertising campaign, and there's the job done.
Yeah.
So the idea behind most of this, Trish, is that this, when you send this Facebook site or this site out, this site goes out, it gives them information, they click into it, they come back to you either one of two forms. Now, let's just whack another element in while you're here and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
I love that image behind this, you know, I love that image of all those people, because it's sort of, I love the multicultural aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of that's in just things like this, the phone numbers and things like that you change.
Yep.
Here I will dress it up a little bit and I will take spacing. This one, go into the negative.
So I've got a friend in Florida. She's a family friend.
Mm-hmm.
I have her father up in New York, who's a wealthy man. I mean, I don't know whether he probably has some sort of a health plan, but you don't know. You just don't know.
That's it. So this is the thing about it, though. When you're going into these situations, when you're trying to get it all sorted out, it's just like it is, I think, with longevity, it's just finding that right person who will look at it and think, wow, this is great. I need to send this out to some friends of mine, and there's your job done.
Yep.
Literally, there's your job done.
Okay, so beyond that, how do you develop an email list? Or this is where this guy that I've signed up with, that I'm thinking of cancelling.
All right, let me ask you, how many emails addresses, or how many email addresses would you have inside your email system?
I don't know.
If you go into your emails, go into your contacts, it'll tell you roughly how many, and it'll give you all their names and emails. So you download that information, and it's that information that when you're doing, like I use MailChimp, I'd go into MailChimp. It's in a free account, and you get X amount of, I think it's about 2,000 emails that you're allowed to per month. So you go into MailChimp, like I have with regards to MailChimp, and I send that email. Where are we? I just said before this one. No, that's not the...
See, what this guy uses is he's primarily uses just Instagram. So you get access. So with that first lot of money I paid, he says it builds email lists.
It does.
Then he said 1 in 10 users have their email public.
Okay.
So he mostly operates with Instagram, Instapages, and email lists. He helps create that for you.
Okay, so you're still looking at my screen. This is my Instagram.
Right, is it? Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So I'd go in here to a new message. I'd find out whoever it is. Let's say Margaret Minikotsi. As soon as I send that to her, what she'll get is this website popping up. So inside there, you could send that to any of your friends in the US.
Yep.
See that Nat King Cole Hope?
Yep.
That's Natalie Cole.
Okay. Yep.
So I've been friends with Natalie Cole now since, goodness me, she would have been around about 35 years old, 30 years old when I first met her.
But she passed away.
That's what I'm saying. Way back when she was 30, 35 years old was when I first met her.
Oh, wow. You met her?
I met her. I had dinner with her, and I also had dinner with Shirley Bassey.
Oh, my God. Did you?
I did in Melbourne. Not Melbourne, in Wellington. When she came over and she did the concert down at, now what's it called? It's not the concert hall. It's behind the council chambers down there in Wellington. She came and she did the performance down there. Not once, but twice. The first time it was delayed because there was a bit of a problem with regards to her daughter when she was having massive amounts of issues with her daughter. When her daughter died, the daughter died from a drug overdose.
Oh, really? That's so sad.
So when she was going through a lot of those issues, she was amidst. Now you may remember back in history, there was a time when she'd do concerts and she'd never show up for the concert. She'd do one concert, but she'd pull out of another concert.
Really?
She
Yeah.
did that. She did that pretty frequently here in Australia. A lot of people started to get a little worried about it, but no one understood in the background what was going on. And because I was already talking to Shirley, I've got what 6, 12, 18, 24, 24, 24, 30, 36 black roses. In those days, you could only import them from Amsterdam. I used to buy them for $75 a pop per black rose, and only 6. No white, no red, no other color. Just 6 black roses was all she ever wanted. And I was the first person to give her one on stage. And very shortly afterwards in Wellington, she sang Big Spender right in front of me.
Wow.
That's why Big Spender has always been, the minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender. It's always been one of my favorite songs. I still sing it to this day.
I bet.
Yeah, I had dinner with her, and it was probably one of the most exciting things I've ever had in my life. It was the first time I've actually had to talk to a star with regards to some of the things that I used to do with regards to my music and so forth.
So it wasn't her, you said, that had a daughter that died?
Shirley Bassey's daughter committed suicide from drugs, yes.
Oh, I see. I thought you were talking about Natalie Cole.
No. The Shirley Bassey's daughter, yeah.
Oh, and so it was Shirley Bassey who went through a stage of not turning up for concerts and stuff like that?
Yep. Or she'd come into Australia, she'd do 2 concerts, one in Melbourne, one in Sydney. She'll cancel the Sydney one and she'll do the Melbourne one. Next time around, she'll cancel the Melbourne one and she'll do the Sydney one. She went through some pretty tough times. It was because of her daughter, yeah.
Wow. Is it because if she cancelled, which she was just having a bad time with the daughter and couldn't cope and all the rest? And
well, we all know, I don't know whether you do, but most people that I've spoken to who in their past history have had anything to do around musicians will always know that when you get into that sort of troubled times, you have 2 options. One is to get on stage and do whatever it is that you do. That's option 1.
Yep.
If you do it, you possibly lose your voice along the wayside. You'll end up with the Louis Armstrong sort of sound where the vocal cords get thick.
Yep.
So those sort of issues there that I think maybe Shirley Bassey, because of who she was and the status that she actually had with regards to a performer, losing her voice at that particular stage would not have been a good time for her, because she was just back on the revival when this all started to happen. And I think this is where, yeah, exactly.
So what age was her daughter when the daughter died?
Oh, goodness. Natalie's what, 35 when I last saw Natalie. She would have been around 38 when she committed suicide.
Wow.
Mm.
And was she her only daughter?
The only.
Oh.
The only. So that, to me, I mean, for me all my life, I've been one of those sort of persons where in the final stages of doing my degree, my master's, I got given the option of 5 singers. And in most cases, being a male singer, most male singers would go and find male singers. But I came back, and being an opera singer, I'm studying opera, mind you, and I go to them and I say to my singing tutor, I picked Shirley Bassey, Sarah Vaughan, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald. And she said, why would you have picked them? I said, that's simple. Oh, and Eartha Kitt. I said, you take Shirley Bassey and you take Eartha Kitt, both of them really tiny ladies, but yet in a matter of 30 seconds of them walking out on stage, they have you wrapped around their little finger. It's just their stage presence.
Yeah.
Billie Holiday, the cry in her voice, there is no other singer that I know of who could do what Billie Holiday does to my soul.
Oh.
Eartha Kitt, she had a musical instrument with her voice, and the musical instrument that she purported, not just in the singing side, was her scatting. She was a star at scatting, still is to this day. No one has actually mastered scatting like she has.
So what's scatting?
Oh. That's called scatting.
Yep.
So she was a master at that. Sarah Vaughan, she had that velvet, silky sound to her voice.
She did.
So there's my 5 ladies, the 2 ladies that could wrap time around your little finger in 30 seconds on stage, and Shirley Bassey and Eartha Kitt did that. I saw Eartha Kitt in Melbourne. She comes out on stage and she's sitting, she's on a challenge, all white, dressed in her most magnificent golden outfit. And she comes out there with a glass of champagne in her hand, and the challenge is getting carried by 4 handsome looking, I mean, absolutely handsome looking studs. And then, of course, when she starts to run out of her champagne while she's giving the introduction, she said, "Need more?" And this stunning man dressed in a stiff dickie, nothing else, and a pair of pants, chiseled body, blonde hair, blue eyes, and everything that the bells and whistles would make this most gorgeous Thor, walks out on stage with a bottle of Dom Perignon to top of her glass. She said, "See, doesn't matter how much age is, they still come running to me."
Oh, so was that Eartha Kitt or Shirley Bassey?
Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt.
Oh, gosh.
The pussycat.
Has she been gone for a while?
She has been, yeah. I don't think Shirley's too far away. I'm waiting for that one. So who knows? Yeah. Yeah, so that's for me when I looked at those sort of things, the structure of going into studying music. And when Flora Edwards asked me, Flora's one of, goodness me, she's probably in the top 5 as vocal tutors in the world. It took me 7 years to get to studying with her. So when I finally got accepted to go to Massey University in Wellington to go and study with her, and I got the option to go and do the audition, I just went, wow. I did the audition, and what she turned around and said to me was that after the audition, she said, "You know, considering your age, I'll take you on board, Doug." She said, "But the way I hear you singing is what we call a can belto." She said, "By the time I finish with you, you'll be a bel canto singer." And she was so right.
Wow.
Bel canto, we all know, is some of the grounding that we actually have in vocal training. The grounding of everything that we do comes from that particular period, the bel canto period, which is in the late romantic period. They got rid of all the castratis. The castratis were on their way out because they were the stars that wouldn't listen to the composers. So they eventually got ousted out, and then in came all the strong tenors that we've got now. And that's only in the late 1900s when that started to happen. I think 1938 was the death of the last castrati, and he was the choir master to the Basilica in Rome.
Wow.
There is a recording you can get online. If you type into your Google search, castrati recording Basilica Rome, and you'll see just this one name pop up. Have a listen to it. He actually sounds like a woman gone wrong.
And there's a film I saw one time about a castrati film.
Farinelli.
What's that?
Farinelli, Farinelli was the name of the movie.
That's right.
Beautiful movie. It actually is the true story of all the castratis. It really is. Farinelli was they called him the Michael Jackson of the period because he was earning so much money, the wealthiest, yet the poorest to come into castratidom. He ended up being one of the wealthiest castratis that could command shows anywhere he wanted to at whatever price that he wanted to. So yeah, there you go. All right, I'm going to away to go and have some dinner, my lovely lady.
Wow. Okay, so when do we meet again?
Right. So you let me know what it is that you want to do. Then what I might need to do is probably ask you for your login details into Groove. I'll go in and rather than setting the page up, I'll just cut and paste what I've got there, like I showed you with code. And then I'll change all the details inside there. None of it will reflect to me. It will reflect to you because it's your login details that I'm using.
Sure.
So I can set up the basics for that to get that up and running for you. Then all you've got to do afterwards, if you feel insecure about it, change the password and everything's up and running for you in particular. So.
Wow, so it's going to take a few lessons yet to get the thing finally done. The next task sessions, is it? It's going to take a few more before everything will be hunky-dory, or is it pretty much set to go?
Well, it's set to go. By the time I finished with mine and I get the login details to yours,
yep.
I'll cut and paste everything into yours. Yours is up and running pretty much straight away.
Wow. This is a big deal because I just have been kind of thinking, it would take me quite a while, I think, to learn stuff. And I kind of feel on some level that I don't really have the time, you know, shucks.
All right, well, this is the same thing I've been trying to think. I had a thought about that this morning as well too, Trish. I'm putting a lot of time to GrooveFunnels at the moment. And what I need to do is to take a step back. Once I've done this today, I'm going to take a step back and get back into longevity again and start spending a bit of time, because it does, the training is not, I'm only at what, task 7 now.
Yep.
And already I know how to do this. So for me, it's been quite easy to learn.
Right.
Only because I've had the schooling in the background from a long time ago with regards to cutting and pasting pictures, cropping pictures, how to get all of these bits and pieces sorted out. It's been second nature for me for quite some time. So,
oh, well, I mean, I just don't think, I think it was, you know, when I got into task 2, I went, holy crap, this is.
Task 2 sounds like it's really hard, but those 2 videos that I sent to you this afternoon,
yep,
there lies your answer on how to do task 2.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, well, look, appreciate your help, and I need to get my login, my Groove login. I need to also find myself a subdomain. Is that correct?
Yep. Yep.
And then whatever I decide with that, whatever it's going to be, even if it's just going to be my name.
You can use your name. It's just that everywhere I've gone now for the last probably seven years, I've always used Nutrigen 90. Doug Fremlin is the personal one. Nutrigen 90 I've always used as business. I did swap around there for a while with YGY because I didn't want to use Nutrigen with YGY Builder, but as it turns out, I've come back to my home base, which is nutrigen90@gmail.com. So I've had that for about 10 years now. Douglas Fremlin at yahoo.com.au. I was the 10th person to sign into Yahoo Australia, hence the reason why I managed to get Douglas Fremlin at Yahoo. The other one that I carry is Douglas Fremlin at Hotmail. And again, in the early days of Hotmail, I was one of the first top hundreds inside the first top 100 to actually get their emails. And that's why I can do Douglas Fremlin at Hotmail, Douglas Fremlin at Yahoo, because I was there at the very beginning of these 2
at the onset. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, my dear, I'll let you go.
All right, sweetie.
Thank you.
You have a great night. My absolute pleasure. Let me know what you want to do. And if by chance we want to change the pictures in the background, again, that's a piece of cake. Just go into Google, have a look at some images that you think you might like.
Yep.
Just save them and send them to me, and they're the ones that I'm going to be using inside yours. If you want to use the ones that I've got there now, I can do that, or I'll just change the pictures and keep everything else exactly the same. How would that be with you?
Yeah, I just, the image that I love the most is the one of those multi-people. There's the multicultural aspect. Love that.
I have that saved.
Great. All right, my dear, I'll let you go.
Sweetie.
Thank you.
You have a great night.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Yeah.